perkenalkan kami dari kelompok 10 dan ini adalah hasil video kami.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce our group. We are from group 10 and I am the first speaker, and we will explain about space, and I will explain about space in the US. In the US, space in general, not just personal space, is considered vast because the country is too big. People move around a great deal in the geographic sphere of the US. In fact, the average family moves every 4 to 5 years because the geographic space is so immense. People in the US expect and demand a large amount of personal space as well. The typical amount of personal space in US is 2 to 4 feet. If people in the US, those in the mainline US culture stand or sit closer than the bubble of 2 to 4 feet around a person, there is an expectation of intimate communication, such as confiding in, confronting, courting, or protecting someone. If people are farther apart than 4 feet from someone kind of interaction, this usually means the interaction is rather impersonal, as in a business meeting or a formal social gathering. US teenagers want to have small personal space with their boyfriend or girlfriend, but large public space with everyone else, including their parents. Here, a humorous version of teenagers' personal space in the US. Written by comedian Dave Barry, according to Barry, one of the major rules for traveling with teenagers, always remain of outsiders off. Okay, I think that's all for me. Next, we will continue of the second speaker. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nini Lestari. Uh, for the fifth semester, and from the Big C. Okay. If you get too close to your teenager in public, your teenager will become concerned that other teenager might think that your teenager was somehow connected with you, which how um, of course would be hideously embarrassing. So while traveling, you must always maintain the minimum acceptable public distance. In the US, people who live next door are usually expected to say hello to each other. However, they are not expected to interact with each other socially unless they have a real desire to do so. To do so, middle and upper class people in the US and in much of North America are very proud uh, of their large homes. These homes are their um, co- clothes. They want to show visitors around these homes where there are often individual rooms for each of the children. Um, this this some showing off is a practical condition highly unusual in most other parts of the world. In the in this practice, U.S. Um, decide for privacy competes with the U.S. need for flaunting its possessions. In traditional authoritarian homes in the U.S., doors to all the rooms have locks, but people are not allowed to use them. The only door that one can lock in the bathroom door. Locking any other door raises sup- suspicion that something is wrong. The kitchen is the place for negotiation between the mother and the children. The parents' bedroom is mostly off limits. However, in a more relaxed, less traditional home, there is more social activity and openness. Visitors are um, plentiful. They are taught to make themselves at home, which translates into fixing their own drinks, sitting where they want, and perhaps even helping cook dinner or set the table.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself. My name is Bilda. I'm from Big C class. Okay, now I want to tell you about personal space and body language. We are often unaware of it, but like most others, our society has certain expectation about the distance that is appropriate to keep between people in different circumstances. In general, when discussing business, people with an English cultural background tend to prefer to keep a greater distance between themselves and others than to do people from Latin America, the Mediterranean, or the Middle East. Our culture assumes that by moving closer, someone is being aggressive, so we instinctively back away. We also use the gesture of leaning forward to someone across a table as an act of assertion, whereas to some other cultures it represents friendliness and agreement. There are many other signals that people give through their body language which mean different things to people of different cultures. In general, people with an English-speaking background tend to verbalize, that is, to rely on the actual words they use to communicate. Other cultures, especially the Japanese, expect you to know that their words are only part of the message they want to get across, and that in some cases their words may say something, but their body language can modify the message greatly, even to the point of contradiction. When learning the language of most other cultures, you need to ensure you also learn the meaning of their gesture. Okay, I think enough for me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.